Mapagpalang araw sa inyong mga mami. Welcome to the new episode of Mommy Yayo. I'm so happy and blessed to see you again. So last time we talked so many things and the reason why God chose you to be a parent of your children. So we study about the three things. So sabi nila, we are chosen to make a difference. So I'm sure you are all guys doing your part and making a difference in this society. Secondly is that you are chosen to serve. Yeah, because it says, we can all be great because we all can serve. And number three, we talk about how are we going to change the atmosphere of the society being a thermostat instead of being a thermometer. And ngayon, ang pag-uusapan natin is that how we can step out of the past and enter into the present. Okay mga mami, so welcome to this episode wherein we're gonna step outside the past and we are about to enter into the present by doing this kind of things. But before that, alam ko na marami tayong pagkakamali. Marami tayong mga bagahe, marami tayong pagkukulang, marami tayong shortcomings, and sometimes we don't know how to get over it. We don't know how to overcome that obstacles. Ngayon, ang pag-usapan natin is that ano ba yung mga reason? Ano ba yung mga kailangan nating malagpasan? What are those things? Number one is fear. We all have fear. Marami tayong takot sa buhay because of our experiences in the past. Yung mga nangyari in the past and we don't want to happen it again. Marami tayong fear. What if these things happen or what if it's that? And now what I want to tell you is that what is the antidote of fear? The antidote of fear is action and movement. Maybe they have other meaning of fear, but my favorite is that face everything and rise up. You have to act it up. You have to face it. Hindi ka pwedeng dodge na lang ng dodge or lagi mo na lang iniiwasan. And the best way to do that is to face it. Face it and act upon it and move, and do something about it. No matter what kind of fear is that. God said in the Bible, God mentioned fear 365 times. It's not a coincidence we have a 365 days a year, right? Because God, on a daily basis, God doesn't want you to fear. God said, fear not, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, because I am your God. I will never leave you nor forsake you. So take courage. Be courageous. Take courage in that. Number two is that, what do you think that is doubt? On a daily basis, we experience doubt. We doubt ourselves. Like, kaya ko ba to? Can I do this thing? I can't do this. I can't do this. If you just remove the T out of that can't, you can. You really can. We know that we cannot prevent entertaining the word doubt in our mind, but it is our greatest, mistake or fault if we allow that doubt reside in us. Doubt is just a word, and it's not something that you should welcome in yourself. You should not doubt in yourself, believe in yourself, because God said you can do all things through Him who strengthens you. It is He who will strengthen you. So take courage. Next is that guilt. We don't know how to get rid of that guilt because it's like a broken record. It's playing in our mind and we don't know what to do about it. We don't know how to get rid of it. But you know what? You just have to make a decision. You have to decide that all you have to do is decide not to entertain it, because when you make a decision, there will always be a provision. Provision is that God will give you the courage to face it. God will enable you. God will enable you. It is a provision that God will give unto you. So do not entertain that guilt, because guilt has something, if our life forgives us, if we get hurt, like pag nasugatan tayo, pinapatawad naman tayo ng katawan natin, gumagaling tayo, remember? If we cut ourselves, our life forgive us. Same way, you have to forgive yourself. You have to get rid of that, let that guilt vanish away. Do not entertain that, because sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, and whatever is done, it's done. It's time for you to move forward. Walang mahirap pag ginagawa. Lahat mahirap pag hindi mo pa ginagawa. But if you start acting up, then everything's gonna be easy. Because you'll never know if it's easy or hard once you do it. Kailangan mo siyang gawin. Kailangan mo umpisahan. You have to do it, What else? Shame, right? Parang hirap. You have to learn how to convert pain into power. There are times that we really need to be energized and we have to convert those fear into fuel. You have to learn how to do the thing. Okay? The antidote to all of the words that I said is just a decision. You have to make a decision. You have to know who you are. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know that you were chosen. God said He is faithful, that He will forgive you if you will just confess your sin. Then trust in Him. And God said trust in Him and lean not to our own understanding. In all of our ways acknowledge Him, because it is He who will direct our path. We all want to experience breakthrough, but sometimes we just don't know how. Breakthrough is an action word, so it means you have to do something about it. It's just not that you will just utter it and you will experience it. There are things that need to be done. There are things that need to do or to prepare for you to experience breakthrough. If you want to experience breakthrough, number one is that you must have a groundbreaker. Something that will allow you to start, something, a start. Di ba pag umpisa tayo magtayo ng building or any construction or any renovation, we're having a groundbreaking. Right? So it's a start. It signifies beginning. That it's about something is about to rise or something is about to be built. So we have to understand that. So number one, we must have a groundbreaker. Number two is that God knows that along the way we will be stand, because there are things or there are known things that we don't know how to respond or we don't know how to act. But God said, call to me and I will answer you and tell you unsearchable things that you do not know. And when you call unto God, God will tell you that. That's why I want you to share, right? God wants us to share it with our partners. That's why it's a team. Parenting is a team. Parenting is, you have a partners, and that will be your spouse. And you have to share it, because God knows that if you were stand or if you will get frozen, you cannot unfroze yourself. You need somebody else to do that. Right, and to say, to whom you share your plans, to whom you share your dreams, or to whom you share the things that you want to do, then that person will remind you of that. So you have to, so that it will allow you to keep on moving. And that is what we call an icebreaker. So when you're done with a groundbreaker, there will be an icebreaker, and next will be windbreaker. Like we said, parent is a journey, not a destination. In a journey, it doesn't go smooth along the way. Sometimes it's rough, sometimes it's smooth, sometimes there will be a storm, or sometimes there will be troubles along the way. And you need something that will encourage you to stand. You need a windbreaker. It could be a verse, it could be a quote, it could be something that we could hold on to that will allow us to stand. So windbreaker. And the next is, you need a cloudbreaker. Where is cloud? It's up, right? You have to, something that you look up to, something that will allow you to grow. And that is a cloudbreaker. So you need a groundbreaker, you need an icebreaker, you need a windbreaker, and this time you need a cloudbreaker. Because it's a journey, it's not a destination. And if there are things that you look up to along the way, there's a need for a tiebreaker. What do you mean by a tiebreaker? When it's tie, it's common, it's a draw, it's a tie, right? Something that everybody can move around. We are in a common ground, It means it will encourage you to serve. It is not an area where you just get or receive or give, but it's some place wherein will encourage you to serve. Those were the tiebreaker. After the tiebreaker is that you must have a chartbreaker. Chartbreaker, because enable for you to know where you're going, you have to know where you are, right? And that's why you need a chartbreaker, because it will allow you to soar. When you are charting, when you know where you are, and so you can maximize everything, it will allow you to soar. It's because you know where you are, what is your situation at the moment, and then it will allow you to soar. It will encourage you to soar. So you need a chartbreaker. And lastly, is that you must have a record breaker. What do you mean by a record breaker? Record breaker are those things that will encourage you to smile. Those were the things that, these were things that need to be recorded because I accomplished things. These are the things that allow me to feel like a victorious, allow you to smile, that will encourage you to smile. So those were the breaker if you want to break through. Just remember that, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, because God will never leave you nor forsake you. He will always be a strong tower that you can run into, no matter what the situation is. So keep on moving, mga mother. Keep on, moving forward. step outside the past and enter into the present. Because God will enable you, God will empower you, and God will expand you. So this time, let's put your hands in your heart again and say, I am powerful. I am passionate. I am optimistic, wise, encouraging, resilient, faithful, unstoppable leader. So mga mami, thank you for watching and being with me. Let's have a breakthrough together.